global music that you make, to me, it seems like you deliberately are doing this on purpose to please everybody. Is that something?
No, I go in the studio like a scientist. And I try to figure out like, okay, how can this go as wide and make as much impact on this earth as possible? It's like, if you tagging, you want to get up on the heavens.
Right.
You want that freeway overpass.
Yep.
You want that train that goes through all boroughs. If you tagging in the alleys, only a couple of people gonna see that tag.
Right.
So I want all city. Like it's this tagging mentality. I want to get up. I want landmarks. I want it never to be erased. That same mentality, that competitiveness. I'm like, oh man, what you on top 40 rating? How do I get everywhere?
Right.
Like, how do I get everywhere? I know what the projects is like.
Right.
I want to change my projects. I just don't want to talk about my projects. I want to go back to my projects and change it for the better.
Right, with something to offer.
And so my when I enter the studio, this is the realm that I go into that impacts the globe. Why wouldn't you? Why? My thing is like, why wouldn't I want to have business in Uruguay and Paraguay? Why don't I want to have business in, you know, El Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Chile, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Venezuela? Why don't I want to impact Panama and Colombia and Cuba and Puerto Rico? Why don't I want to be in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan? Why don't I want to be all Lithuania, Estonia? Why don't I want to have Russia and Georgia? Why don't I want to be in Laos and Cambodia and Philippines and Indonesia and Thailand and Japan and South Korea and Hong Kong and China? Why don't India? Why don't I want all across the continent of Africa? Why don't you want to go to Ethiopia? Why don't you want to go to Sudan? Why don't you want to go liberate folks and show them that black folks can have global impact? And I think it's a setup that black folks don't have that global impact perspective. Like, I think they set us up not to want to have global business and be local. That's a setup. That's a mindset that whether we like it or not, we've been conditioned not to see ourselves as global impactors. Like there's a song called Rock, Rock the Planet Rock. I took that shit seriously. Like, oh, wait. Yo, you want to rock the planet?
Yep.
Rock, rock the planet, rock, don't stop. Like, oh, wow, those are coordinates. Well, say no more. Let's go rock the planet. I just didn't think it was like a metaphor. Those are serious coordinates to go out and do business. Rock, rock, the planet rock, don't stop. Right? That's my whole, like, let's get it. Let's do it as big as possible.
And it's crazy that mentality would be there when it's a fact that hip hop is a global phenomenon, and it has been for a very long time. And it feels like less and less the United States and the artists here wanting to take advantage of that or go further out of their areas and see the global impact and the global business they could be doing.
Yo, bro, the planet is amazing. It's a beautiful place to be selling stadiums outside of the States or arenas by yourself. It's a beautiful thing to be able to do that. And I think because I grew up in an all-Mexican neighborhood, went to an all-white school, black family, went to all-black church, hung out with Filipinos on the weekends, started your group with a Filipino, that is the...
You were a Rubik's Cube of all that.
Yeah, that's L.A.
Right.
And what turned out to be the Black Eyed Peas.
Because like the group is so different, right? I remember the only people that they could compare you guys to was like the Fugees, right? I remember.
Oh no, I also look like Wyclef.
Oh, okay.
but we look like twins and shit.
Did the comparisons kind of stop when you guys added Fergie to the group?
No, because the music we were making.
Was it really that? I mean, me as a DJ back then, I never had that comparison. Like I never put those.
Well,
I got called Wyclef all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Wyclef. I'm like,
But musically or because of looks?
what? If you look like a duck, you a duck. You know? So that's just the reality. And so I would always tell myself, the moment somebody calls Wyclef Will.I.Am, I made it. It became my barometer.
Calling Wyclef and Will.I.Am tonight.
So one time, hold on. I love you, Clef. That's like my big brother.
He's the best.
So one time I had this concert, and that was always in my thing. Like the moment, because every time we would do a show, we opened up for Wyclef on the Smoking Grooves tour, our first tour. Mm-hmm. And they would always be like, Wyclef. I'm like, nah, I ain't Wyclef. Everywhere I'll go, Wyclef. And so I always told myself, the moment somebody calls him Will.I.Am is when I make it. Mm-hmm. So one day we was doing a show at Central Park. Mm-hmm. Some girl comes up to me, this little girl says, can I take a picture of you, Will.I.Am? And I'm like, oh, sure. And then he says, the Wyclef comes up, he's like, you know, Will, my daughter really thinks I look like you. I'm like, nigga, I made it. Made it, nigga.
Wait,
Your daughter, nigga.
Daughter.
She said you look like me.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know if it was daughter or his family member.
Right.
But I love Wyclef. Like that dude really would like Busta, Chuck D, you know, Cypress Hill, MOP, they would always show us love on our first tour. Like, man, y'all got something. Y'all dancing out there. Because we were like dancers. Like, we wanted to dance all the time and to differentiate ourselves from folks. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when your heroes give you love and show you, you know, your recipe, they respect your recipe. They may not fuck with it 100%, but they respect the recipe.
Right.
That's all you need. And that first like nod to like I see what it is you're trying to do, for me it was easy. That dude is like responsible for my audacity, my ambition, and my hunt to go out and be an entrepreneur, because I saw him not only as an artist but a businessman, entrepreneur, breaking the mold. Like, why would we sign a Ruthless?
Right.
Out of all the people he could have signed when Ice Cube and Dre left, why would we sign there?
Wow.
I have a song with him called Niggas and Jews that we recorded in 1992. Another song called Merry Motherfucking Christmas. They aight, but still, like, why out of all the people in LA?
Right.
And so I take that with like, that's the only stamp you need. Go out there and be yourself. Don't have to try to fit in like that. Try to fit in. You. How can you fit in when your shape? You don't even see your shape on the board.
Right.
So there's no need for me to fit in. I just built a new table.
Right. How did you guys connect specifically? You guys in Eazy?
I used to freestyle, and at this rap competition, I would just battle people, and so he saw me freestyling and signed me just off of my freestyles.
Really?
So it wasn't Black Eyed Peas?
No. It was a group before that. We was in a group before the Black Eyed Peas, and we recorded from 92, 3, 4, 5, and when he passed away in 95, that summer we started the Black Eyed Peas.
Wow.
One thing we've noticed with Eazy is we've been hearing a lot of stories of people that he was about to mess with or he was going to sign.
Like, he wasn't just a gangster.
It's incredible how many lives he touched, for real.
Right.
No, dude. If he never passed away, I think the whole entire music industry, this thing called hip hop, would be totally different.
Wow.
The force that he was as an entrepreneur, I don't know who would have, the pillars that we have today, I don't know if they would have been able to get into the room because he was so dominant.
Right.
As an entrepreneur, label head, style creator, genre creator, star birther. This dude is star finder. You know, the dude was impeccable.
Yeah.
How difficult was it in the 90s where, you know, gangster music was the forefront?
Dominant,
you know what I mean?
right.
And and like we pointed out earlier, you guys were deliberately making global music. Was that difficult?
Late 90s?
Yeah.
Late night.
I believe you dropped in 98, right?
We dropped in 98. So at that point
Best
in
year
time,
of my life. Go ahead.
that point in time, like, gangster rap was the business.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like keeping that boom bap or that musical conscious, you know, our version of Tribe alive. Because although we were signed to Ruthless, I based my whole entire career and my artistry off of
We can see that.
Q-Tip, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul.
Wow. Of course.
And there's this one song, Groove is in the Heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
That recipe to me, that's just Black
Q-Tip's
Eyed
on
Peas.
there. Yeah.
All right.
You know, there's a black dude with a white girl with a freaking dance song that's soulful.
That's an incredible record. Yeah.
You know, that to me told me like, oh wow, that's the recipe. Every time I see Tip, I try to thank him as much as possible because I appreciate him. And now he's almost single-handedly changed my life, the course of my life, with his expressiveness, his fearlessness, and just how colorful he is with his writing, his producing. I just wanted to do my version of that. And so I really, like I said, I don't try to fit in. I don't try to like, you know, follow the herd. So I didn't really mind. I didn't really like, oh man, we got to be a little harder.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
Right.
You know,
Being yourselves.
Because there was this lyric that Pa said, "Fuck being hard. Pasta Noose is complicated."
Right.
So I'd rather be complicated.
Right.
I'd rather try to take complex thoughts and simplify them. Being hard, I don't want to live a hard life.
Right.
I want to live an easy life.
Right.
So why do I want to put myself in a configuration of hard that represents difficulty? I don't want that. Coming out the projects, I want like I said, I want to go back to my projects and uplift it. Our records, we never talk about the neighborhood we're from. There's no need to talk when you want to do. And so I'd rather do my art, take my proceeds, go back to the neighborhood in a way that is fruitful, seed planting, nurturing, mentoring the kids, and involving the community in the process, you know?